Welcome to This Week from Blue Mountain Broadcasting. I am so glad that you've tuned in today. I'm your host, Lynelle Ellis, the president of Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association, and I'm very glad you're watching because I have a devotional thought to share with you. I have some station news to share, and I'm going to be interviewing John Roney, who's one of the pastors at the Village Seventh-day Adventist Church, and he's going to be talking with us about day camps that the Village Church is offering this summer. The most affordable camps you will ever hear about and lots of fun, so be sure to stay tuned for that chat with him. And now let's begin with our devotional thought. What does it mean to keep or observe Sabbath? I've been thinking about that and about what God intended for us to experience on Sabbath. And I suppose it's on my mind because recently in our Sabbath school lesson with the high school group that I hang out with on Saturday mornings, we have been studying the story of the man in the synagogue with the withered hand and about how Jesus healed that man very intentionally on the Sabbath. And then also, just a few days ago, I saw a dramatic recreation of that scene in a television series about Jesus and his followers. And after watching the dramatic recreation, I went back to the Gospels and read the story from the three Gospel books that this story is recorded in: Matthew, Mark, and Luke. So, what does God have in mind for Sabbath? A long time ago, Moses received 10 commandments or guidelines for life from God. And one of those was about the Sabbath. We know that commandment, and here it is from Exodus chapter 20. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So that's the commandment in one of its most original forms. But what did Jesus say about the Sabbath? Well, first of all, we know that he strongly believed in doing good on the Sabbath, and every day for that matter. He was very intentional in healing on the Sabbath more than once. In fact, it seemed like he was trying to make a point. And he had some very interesting things to say about how the Sabbath would be kept. And he said these interesting things during that story when he's healing the man with the withered hand. And each gospel records the things that Jesus said a bit differently. But the theme is certainly the same. In each one, we learn different details. And if we put all of the recorded things that Jesus said on that occasion together from each of those three Gospels, we get these words. Let's look first at Matthew 12, 11, and 12. He said to them, "Which one of you who has a sheep, if it falls into a pit on the Sabbath, will not take hold of it and lift it out? Of how much more value is a man than a sheep? So it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath." And for Mark 3, verses 4 and 5. And he said to them, "Is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or to do harm, to save life or to kill?" But they were silent. And he looked around at them with anger, grieved at the hardness of their heart, and said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and his hand was restored. And now from Luke 6, 8 through 10. But he knew their thoughts, and he said to the man with the withered hand, "Come and stand here." And he rose and stood there, and Jesus said to them, "I ask you, is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or to do harm, to save life or destroy it. And after looking around at them all, he said to him, "Stretch out your hand." And he did so, and his hand was restored. Clearly, Jesus has in mind that doing good on Sabbath is the right thing to do. And it's also interesting to note that something that Jesus said about the Sabbath just before he went into that synagogue and healed the man with the withered hand. Just before that occasion, he and his disciples were walking through a grain field. They were hungry, and the disciples picked some grain and were eating it. And as might be expected, some Pharisees who saw that happening confronted them and asked why they were doing this unlawful thing of harvesting on Sabbath. So what was Jesus' response to them? Mark 2, verse 27 records his response. And he said to them, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath." This is a deep and powerful statement that probably sums up everything that God has in mind for Sabbath. It was made for humans. God gave it to us as a gift. It's about connecting with God, about relationship with Him, having time to spend with Him. And it's about caring for others, connecting with them, and having relationship with them. The Sabbath is a beautiful thing. And I hope that you have found a way to incorporate this beautiful gift into your life, and that you enjoy Sabbath rest with God each week. He made it for you. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Joining me now is John Roney, who's one of the pastors at the Village Seventh-day Adventist Church. And you're in charge of something really neat that's happening this summer, and that's why I've invited you here today to talk about village camps.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me, Lynelle. I was really excited when you told me that I had a chance to share a little bit about what's going on with our village day camps that we're doing this summer. So yeah, thank you.
Now, there have been village day camps in the past, but it's been a couple years, right?
Yeah, we ran them, or it was run in the past at our church for several years, and then a few years ago we ran out of funding. In 2018, I believe was the last summer we were able to run them. And this year, though, we actually were able to come into some extra funding about a month ago, and so we decided to restart them.
Very good. So this is exciting news, but it's kind of coming quickly for people. So maybe those who were planning back in May or whatever, what am I going to do with my kids this summer, didn't even know about this opportunity because Village Church didn't even know the funds were going to come along. Yeah,
we didn't find out that we were going to have extra funds until about the second to last week of May, and then we were kind of scrambling, well, what's something we can do this summer to use these funds that just became available? And so I decided that, we've done this in the past, and now that we have that money to do it again, let's try to start it again this summer.
Very good. So you've been given that responsibility. I know you've been working very quickly.
Yeah.
And also you've had some responsibilities with a vacation Bible school that's happening right now. So you've been pretty busy.
Yeah, it's kept me busy. Been running around like a chicken with my head cut off a little bit, but we're getting things done. It's been great. Have a great team helping with vacation Bible school that really been stepping up and doing a lot of stuff that's really incredible with that. And have had a great team we've been able to hire to help run the day camps as well.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit, because now suddenly you're looking for probably young people who haven't already made a commitment for the summer to work somewhere else.
Oh, we actually finished hiring our staff for the summer, so we were able to quickly, at the beginning of about 2 weeks ago, looked like, man, if we can't hire the staff, we're just not really going to be able to run this even. We have to hire them by the end of this week, and just things fell into place. People that didn't even think of that didn't even think would be available for the summer to becoming available, and we're able to just quickly put it together. And it's a great staff, though, especially with how late notice it's been to hire all of them.
Yeah, I know one or two of them, so I would agree with you that we're probably not just going to name names here, but you've got some good people working for the day camps. So
yeah,
are they
a lot of them
college age or?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them are college age. There's a couple of them that are seniors in high school that are a little bit younger, but the rest of them are all in college. And there's one or two of them that are just graduated this last year from college as well. So It's a great group, though. A couple of them have experience working with the camp here in the past. One of them has experience working at Camp Miveden a few years ago, and we worked together there. And some of the other ones I've just recently met when I hired them, but they were amazing to interview with. And over the past week, when we've been doing training with them and planning out our different activities, they've just really stepped up, and it's really awesome to work with these guys.
A good team is very, very important, and you're referring here to some experience working at Camp Miveden, which is a residence kind of camp, right? Up in North Idaho.
Yeah, it's an overnight camp, so it means you would drop your kids off like on a Sunday morning, and then they're there throughout the week doing all these different activities, and then the next Sunday morning, parents would pick them up and take them home. And so you're there all week, including overnight. This one's a little bit different, though, because we're just running it from noon to 5 each day. So parents drop them off at noon. We provide lunch. We do a variety of great, fun activities, and then the parents show up at 5 and take them home.
Yeah, so day camp, kind of like
it's a day camp, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so that's noon to 5.
Yeah, noon to 5.
What age group can come to these camps?
So we're targeting 3rd to 6th grade. So basically, that's roughly 8 to 12 or 13. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
So you're really limiting it to that age.
Yeah,
group.
we're kind of the thing is, if you have it all within that kind of age range together, then a lot of the activities they can really do together. If you start to expand the ages out too wide, then your little kids that are kind of overwhelmed by what you're doing, and the older kids are kind of bored. So if you keep them roughly the same age group, then you can make it where all the activities are age appropriate easier.
And you have experience. You mentioned that you have worked at Camp Miveden, so you've already got experience.
Yeah.
Working with young people, you know what's fun for them.
Oh yeah, I was able to work actually 5 years at a summer camp in Minnesota, Adventist summer camp called North Star up there, and then 4 years at Camp Miveden before I came to Village Church. So 2 of those as the assistant director, which is just so much fun to do, and I'm really excited that we get to do something similar here with our day camps again.
Yeah, I'm really excited because Village Church is taking your experience and doing something with it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Thank you.
So when kids come to camp from noon to 5, what is it they're going to be doing? What do we have around here? I mean, it's not like we're at Big Lake or Camp Miveden or Sunset Lake.
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that. So we have a couple days a week we're actually going to be picking, the kids will always show up at noon. We're always going to provide a lunch for them and have a short worship program where we sing some songs and we do some like hands-on like learning things to kind of teach the lesson of the day. And then from there, 2 days a week, we're going to be leaving the camp, or going to be leaving the youth center, and we're going to be going out and doing something. One of those days, we're going to go swimming at the local pool and the memorial pool, and then we'll come back at 5. And another day, we're actually taking them to a local place where we can do some horseback riding in the afternoon and some other fun stuff with horses.
Very good, very good. And then so that's 2 out of the 5.
So the other 3 days we're doing
at the youth center?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be at the youth center, and so those days we have a variety of activities that we'll kind of rotate between. They include things like we have some different various crafts we're going to be doing. We have archery, we have roller skating, we have a variety of fun games. We came up with a new game called Human Foosball, where they actually put these poles against the wall and these strings, and you kind of slide back and forth hanging onto it. Like it's like you're playing foosball, but you're the little people on the field.
Oh, that's fun. That's
yeah,
great.
I'm really excited. It was one of our staff came up with it. I was like, wow, that's awesome. Let's do it. So.
Really good. So there's definitely going to be a lot for them to do and a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, a lot of different fun activities, and then that'll be so those activities will be lasting from like noon to 5 each day.
And so everybody meets at the youth center. We should probably kind of let people know where that is.
Yeah, so the youth center, exactly. So we meet at the Village's youth center, which is located on 8th and, what's the other street?
Bade, maybe. Yeah, 8th and Bade.
8th and Bade, thank you. Yeah. So 8th and Bade is where it meets. It's a large building that says Youth Center on it. And we'll meet in there each day. And then,
there's a kitchen there, so that's great for food.
Yeah, there's a kitchen there, and it's a nice facility with a gym and various rooms to do other activities in and store our equipment there. And there's a nice backyard where we'll actually be doing the archery and stuff. And yeah, and then that'll be also it'll be where parents drop off every day and also where they pick up every day.
Good. So even when you launch off to some of the other locations, you come back
we'll always
there.
be back by 5.
So starting, we know it's noon to 5, starting next week. So maybe give us dates.
So the dates, it's Monday through Friday each week. We're running it for 6 weeks. So starting on July 5th to 9th, that'll be the first week. And then the last week's going to end on the Friday of August 13th.
Very good. That takes us almost up to when school starts.
Yeah, it's about a week before school starts. Well, before some of the schools start. I mean, each school kind of starts a little differently.
They all start at different times.
Yeah, but that's in time for for school kids to get ready for school and stuff. Yeah.
Sure, and for your staff to
and for
get ready for school too.
Yeah, for them to get ready for school. Yeah.
Very good. Well, John, I just want to thank you for giving us really helpful and great information. How do people sign up for this? Because now we've just talked all about it, and if I was a parent with that age, which I'm not anymore, they're all older, but with that age child, I would be thinking, okay, how do I do this? Because I'm looking for something for my child to be doing that's fun this summer. Oh, and by the way, what does it cost? Can I even afford it?
Yeah, so we're doing it, keeping it as cheap as possible. It's just going to be $50 per student.
For the whole week?
For a camper, yeah, $50 per week, yeah, for a kid.
Best child care you ever.
Yeah, and it's a free meal each day too, and snacks and all the fun activities you talked about. So yeah, $50 a week. So where you can go to sign up is either you can go to the Village Church Facebook page and there'll be a link there, or you can find it on the Village Church's website.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I saw a little flyer on the website kind of about it. So you click on there was a register
So if you click on there, it'll take you to either spot that you'd go to, either Facebook or our website will take you to the registration link, and then you'll be able to fill out the information. And we're working on a way to be able to pay that $50 online too. So.
Okay, really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Sounds fun, sounds easy to sign up for, sounds affordable.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. Hope that a lot of people will take this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited about it. And yeah, so if any of you out there have any kids or grandkids or neighbor kids, feel free to sign them up. We're looking forward to having a great summer.
You have space for people.
Plenty of space.
Okay.
So yeah.
Good deal. Great. Thank you so much, John.
You're welcome. Thank you, Lynelle.
Appreciate it. All right, stay tuned. I'll be right back with Station News. Welcome back. It's time now for Station News. First, I want to remind you of a new program that we have that's airing now on Blue Mountain Television. That's called Wake Up with Hope. And this comes to us from the Hope Channel, and it's a great way to start your day. And Wake Up with Hope is on at 7 a.m. By the way, it's also on at 4 a.m. if you're one of those really early risers. And I confess, sometimes I do wake up at 4. So you might be one of those people like me, really a morning person. In the summer when the sun comes up so early, you might find yourself waking up really early. So we've got it at 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. Wake Up with Hope on Blue Mountain Television. And I hope that you'll tune in for that. Also, we want to tell you that we're still making progress on working on some of the microwave links that we need to have from our various locations. Because we have 3 transmitters, we've got our station, we're moving to a new facility, so it gets pretty complicated with making sure that we can get our signal from one place to another successfully, and especially our high definition signal. So Jim Forsyth, who's one of our volunteer engineers and a board member at Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association, is working on that project. And there's work to be done, and we appreciate your prayers about it as he is working on all those links to get the signal from one place to another and where it needs to go, especially in high definition, as we very shortly move to a high definition signal. Also, we would invite your prayers, because this high heat that we are having, that everyone is dealing with in their own way, is really not good for broadcast equipment. We've had some issues where our equipment room at our current facility is way too warm, approaching 100 degrees, and we're working on cooling that down, because that's certainly not okay for equipment. And that's also making us really grateful that we've been planning ahead at the new facility for extra cooling for our equipment rooms, because we're certainly going to need it during hot summer days like we're experiencing right now here in the Walla Walla Valley. But this extreme heat has been causing some significant issues with Channel 28. So if you receive Blue Mountain Television signal off the air on Channel 28, you know what I'm talking about. We have had some cutting in and out of the signal, and this is being caused by the fact that the little air conditioning unit that we have there in our shed at the transmitter site, where our transmitter is housed at Electric Avenue for Channel 28, is just simply not able to keep up with the rising temperatures that we're dealing with right now. The room is overheating and it's causing this transmitter to fail intermittently. And we are very proactively working on it with College Place Heating and Air Conditioning to get a more efficient unit into that building. But it's going to take a little bit of time. As you might imagine, all air conditioning companies are pretty overwhelmed right now with lots of calls and lots of things that need to be updated or repaired. So we're aware of the issue and we're working as quickly as possible to get it resolved. But if you do experience the signal cutting out on channel 28, you'll understand that it does have to do with the high heat that we're experiencing. And as I mentioned, as I started to tell you about this, your prayers for this situation are really important. And we would appreciate you praying for channel 28 and that we'll be able to get that transmitter room cool as soon as possible. Well, it is summer. I've just been talking about all of the high heat. And summer is a challenging time often for nonprofit organizations. Maybe it's just because a lot of people go on vacations. I've just been on one myself. In fact, we went away for a road trip with the family that lasted 2 weeks. And I have to tell you, during that 2-week road trip, I just mostly thought about the next destination and what was the next food we were going to eat and who were the relatives we were going to see and what were the places we were going to visit. And I really didn't do any thinking about the bills that needed to be paid at home or the nonprofit organizations that we support and fund that are at home that I needed to send gifts to. And all that happened yesterday after we got home when I looked at that file and sent both some donations and bill payments. But you might be like that too. It's summer and your routine's kind of out of order and not in the normal, you might not be in your normal routine. And maybe, as happens with a lot of people, some of those nonprofit organizations that you support might just get forgotten, or you might skip a month or something like that in supporting them just because you've been doing other things and forgot about it. And they're not going to follow up, with some kind of fee if you didn't send in your gift that month, like the bill companies will. So I say all of that to encourage you to remember Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association this summer. It's pretty typical for our donations to drop a bit in the summer, but it's not a good thing for this organization. We really need to keep those donations coming in very, very regularly to keep the ministry operating. So thank you for keeping us at the top of your minds and in your prayers and in the gifts that you're giving. In fact, you might actually do a little something extra for Blue Mountain Television during these summer months. It would be a huge boost to us and certainly bring a smile to the faces of everybody who's daily working and volunteering at the station, keeping this good programming coming your direction. Everything we're doing at Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association is because of your gifts and your donations. It's your station. It's your ministry. You are making it happen, and we want to thank you for that and encourage it to keep happening, both for our daily operations and for our move to the new facility. So thank you for what you're doing. We're really excited about our move, of course, and new programming that we're able to offer to you. And hope that you'll also tune in next week for this show and find out more about what's going on at your ministry, Blue Mountain Broadcasting Association. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time.